I think everybody who is considering it is going for it because you want the highest credential that's recognized in the field. And being able to challenge yourself, have a goal that is the highest that you can imagine getting, and then having peers look at you and confirm that you have achieved that is a wonderful, wonderful feeling. It's the attainment of an independent, rigorous verification of the standards and competencies required in that specialty, and it proves that you've met them. You're a wonderful role model for students and for trainees. And also, by getting board certification, it allows you a certain amount of mobility within the United States and Canada in terms of if you want to move to another state and you have your board certification. There are over 35 states, close to 40, who recognize that and will then give you licensure. So that's particularly important for young people because you don't know where you're going to work, and if it's hard to find a job, you don't know where you'll land, but it opens the door for you. It's also wonderful for seniors because by the same token, after you've had your family and raised your children, you may want to go to a warmer climate or someplace else, and it would still allow you to practice there. It also, because we as psychologists have to carry insurance, many times this allows you to get a lower rate because you're recognized as having met the standards and the likelihood of needing to use that insurance is reduced. There's increased recognition by employers like the U.S. Public Health Service and Department of Defense, and we have somebody in the audience here who recognized that he needs it in order to be promoted within his hospital system. And it allows you the opportunity to publish in the ABPP Specialist and the newsletter. Also, you can be listed as a board-certified specialist in the online directory, in the APA, and the National Register as a guide to the public and to third-party colleagues. And I'm going to speak about that just in a moment when I talk about private practice. It supports your qualifications as an expert witness. And I think that term expert is really important because I find that as I list myself as an expert on my website or people come to recognize me as knowing what I'm doing and being competent, other people are now reaching out to me. So my ability to influence and impact children is further reaching that I would have expected just from having achieved this credential. It allows you an invitation to attend and participate in the national convocation at the APA National Convention. They give a great breakfast, so I would definitely recommend doing that. And you can get between 10 and 20 credits for completion, which is also important because we all have to maintain our CEUs. School psychology diplomates are fellows of the Academy of the American Academy of School Psychology, and that provides ongoing collegial support, listservs, advocacy activities, recruitment. It allows you the access to a wonderful journal, the Journal of Applied School Psychology, and attendance at the annual National Breakfast. It is not the exceptional specialist who should be board certified, but the specialist who is not board certified who should be the exception, by Dr. Russ Bent. And here's the contact information for those of you who would like to pursue this, and we certainly wholeheartedly urge you to do so. And the private practice. I'm not sure where the slide is, but okay, so I'm just going to speak just for a moment about being in private practice. And I had worked in the schools for about 38 or 39 years, and most recently, and have been in private practice for over 15 years. But more recently, I became board certified, and that does make a difference. I put on my website that I'm board certified, and people reach out to me, journals, newspapers, TV, radio, and they ask for input about child development issues. Also, being in private practice allows me all the things to do that a school psychologist has learned to do. So I can do assessment, or I do therapy. I do individual, group, and family therapy. With a private practice patient, I can go to their CSE meetings, I can do consultations, I can do public speaking engagements. I have flexibility of hours. I make my own hours, I make my own fees, I decide who I'm going to work with. It's just, it's satisfying. And lots of times before students go into school psychology, they all want to be in the position of helping somebody. Being in private practice allows me to help people, but also to get immediate feedback about how I'm doing. So I coupled my school work as a school psychologist with private practice, and that made for an ideal lifestyle. The other benefit that I don't think we've talked about also is if you are in a school district and you are board certified, it gives you a greater likelihood of being hired as the chief psychologist of the district. So board certification comes with a lot of perks. It is some difficult work getting there, but you've done difficult work before in your life. You've made it into graduate schools. This would be the next step. You can have it for your life, and it only brings back benefit.